In the right place. I'll read 2 paragraphs. Srila Prabhupada ji, Prabhupada had been hearing regularly from his 6 disciples in London. Having little money and living as separate couples in different parts of the city, they found their greatest inspiration in Prabhupada's letters. They would repeatedly read his instructions and dream of when he would one day visit them in London. Although in San Francisco, Krishna consciousness had been fun for the 3 couples, in England it was becoming more and more difficult. The devotees, being foreigners, were not allowed to earn a salary, and except for a few contacts, they knew no one. Although unable to live together, they were trying to maintain their morale and Krishna consciousness. Then, in the middle of a winter of struggle, came a fortunate break for the London devotees, the meeting with George Harrison of the Beatles. For a long time, the devotees had been thinking of ways to get the Beatles to chant Hare Krishna. To the Beatles' Apple Record studio, they had once sent an apple pie with Hare Krishna lettered on it. Another time, they had sent a wind-up walking apple with the Hare Krishna mantra printed on it. They had even sent a tape of one of their kirtans and had received a standard rejection letter from Apple Records. So it seemed to be Krishna's special arrangement when Shyama suddenly met one of the most sought-after celebrities in the world, George Harrison. In a crowded room at Apple Records, Shyama, shaven-headed and wearing robes, sat hoping for a chance to have a few words with someone connected with the Beatles. Then George came down the stairs from a conference. As he entered the room, he saw Shyam Sundar. Walking over and sitting down beside Shyam Sundar, he asked, "Where have you been? I've been trying to meet the Hare Krishna people for the last couple of years." Shyam Sundar and George talked together for an hour while everyone hovered about. "I've really been trying to meet you people," George said. "Why don't you come to my place tomorrow?" Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now, today is the appearance day of Bhagavan Nrsimha Caturdasi. So today's verse is in glorification of Lord Nrsimha from Canto 5, Chapter 18, which is entitled The Residents of Jamuji Offer Prayers, text number 8. So this is a prose verse, and we shall try to chant it together. Please repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya. Namaste Tejase. Avir Bhava. Vajranaka Vajradamsta Karmachayan. Randhaya Randhaya Tamo Grasa Grasa Om Svaha. Abhayam Atmani Bhuishta Om Sham. Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya. Tejase. Avir Bhava Vajrataka Vajradamsta Karmashayan. Randhaya Randhaya Tava Grasa Grasa Om Svaha. Abhayam Atmani Bhuishta Om Sham. Bhagavate Nrsimhaya. Namaste Tejase. unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nrsimha, known as Lord Nrsimha. Namaha, obeisances. Teja Tejasi, the power of all power. Of the Avirbhava, please be fully manifest. Vajranaka, O you who possess nails like thunderbolts. Vajradamstra, O you who possess teeth like thunderbolts. Karma Ashayan, demoniac desires to be happy by material activities. Randaya, kindly vanquish. Tamaha, ignorance in the material world. Grasa, kindly drive away. Grasa, kindly drive away. Om, O my Lord. Swaha, respectful oblation. Abhayam, fearlessness. Abhayam, fearlessness. Atmani, in my mind. Bhuishta, may you appear. Om, O Lord. Shroud, the bija or seed of mantras. Offering prayers to Lord Nrsimha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Suhotra Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsimha Dev, the source of all power. O my Lord, who possesses nails and teeth just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruitive activity in this material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. Purport. In Srimad Bhagavatam 4:20-39, Sanat Kumar speaks the following words to Maharaj Prithu. Yodpada pankaj palasha vilasa bhaktya karmashayam gratitam om kratayam kishanta tadvan na rikta matayo yatayo virupha shoto ganastam maranam bhajavatsudevam. Devotee is always engaged in the service of the toes of the Lord's lotus feet, can very easily become free from hard-knotted desires for fruitive activities. Because this is very difficult, the non-devotees, the jnanis and yogis, cannot stop the waves of sense gratification, although they try to do so. And therefore you are advised to engage in the devotional service of Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. Every living being within this material world has a strong desire to enjoy matter to his fullest satisfaction. For this purpose, the conditioned soul must accept one body after another, and thus his strongly fixed fruitive desires continue. One cannot stop the repetition of birth and death without being completely desireless. Therefore, Srila Rupa Goswami describes pure bhakti devotional service as follows. Manyavilashita shunyam yana karmadi anavritam anukunyena krishnam shilanam bhaktiruttamam. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. Unless one is completely free of all material desires, which are caused by the dense darkness of ignorance, one cannot fully engage in the devotional service of the Lord. Therefore, we should always offer our prayers to Lord Nrsimha Dev, who healed Hiranyakashipu, the personification of material desire. Hiranya means gold, and Kashipu means a soft cushion or bed. Materialistic persons always desire to make the body comfortable, and for this they require huge amounts of gold. Thus Hiranyakashipu was the perfect representative of materialistic life. He was therefore the cause of great disturbance to the topmost devotee, Prahlad Maharaj, until Lord Nrsimha killed him. Any devotee aspiring to be free of material desire should offer his respectful prayers to Nrsimha as Prahlad Maharaj did in this verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya Namaste Gase Abhir Bhava Bhadranaka Bhadradam Krishna Karmasaya Ramdaya Randaya Davo Grasa Grasa Om Shivaha Havayam Avayam Atmani Bhuvishta Om Shram. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsimha, the source of all power. O my Lord, who possesses nails and teeth just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruit activities in this material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. Mukam Karoti Bhatlam Mangalayate Vikripat Nambande Shri Guru Dina Sadhana. So we often hear the phrase razor's edge. That the path of Krishna consciousness is like a razor's edge. This phrase, Srila Prabhupada took from a verse, a Vedic verse in Kathopanishad, which Srila Prabhupada quoted many times. The purport of this verse is that even though one may have taken shelter of bona fide spiritual master, one may be in the proper position on the path, still there is danger. Therefore, Uttishta Jagrata, Uttishta, get up, don't lie down, don't become complacent. Jagrata means wake up, stay awake, don't doze, don't sleep. So, because now you have attained the presence of Guru, one has approached spiritual master. Prapya Varanya Bodhita. So that position, that status is very good. One is very, very fortunate, so one should not throw it away. The most precious thing that we have been able to approach the lotus feet of the spiritual masters. But that does not mean that there is no danger. That does not mean that, oh, now I am initiated, so everything is all right. Let me, as when driving a car, shift into neutral and coast. I don't have to give any more power from myself. Now, Guru Maharaj, my spiritual master, he'll do everything. But that is not spiritual life. We don't find, as Prabhupada said, a very interesting remark he made concerning Arjuna's talk with Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. We don't find that the conclusion, Prabhupada said, is that Krishna told Arjuna, all right, Arjuna, I'll do everything. I'll fight and you sit down and smoke marijuana. This is not the meaning of accepting spiritual mastery. No. What is the message of Bhagavad Gita? That Lord Krishna was demanding Arjuna, you act. You engage yourself. You take risk. And it is very, very risky. Surasya dhara nishita duratyaya. Upanishadic verse goes on to say, Surasya dhara, this path is like the edge of a razor. Not like the flat part of a razor. You know, this razor is big when, what's his name, Gopal comes around. So he has this old-fashioned razor. So on the side it is very flat. That you might think that is the path. Very flat and straight. No. The actual path is the edge. The sharp edge. Surasya, dhara, nishito, it is very sharp. Duratiya, very, very difficult to get across this path. Durga, it is hard. Just like you want to walk on the edge of a razor, it is how hard it is. You put your foot there. It will be cut. So, Durgam, Patasta, Kavyo, Bodhanti, the Kavis, the wise sages, they have given this warning to us. Do not become complacent, do not become relaxed. To take up Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada said, it means to declare war against Maya. And who are we to declare war against Maya? Tiny, insignificant, Jiva Atma, 1/10,000th tip of the hair in size. What is our position? We are fallen souls. We are overwhelmed by the waves of material nature, and yet we are daring to declare war. Now I will fight you, Maya. Srila Prabhupada said, this is what Krishna consciousness means. So we are so weak, what chance do we have? But as it is said, Shastra said, there is one who is there to protect us. And the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan Sri Nrsimha. This form of Lord Nrsimha is compared. This form is lion's form. So it is said, it's like the mother lioness. She is very, very fierce. Actually, in the lion community, the community of lions, one sees that the lioness is actually more active. The male lions, they're known to be quite lazy. But the lioness, she has to take care not only for herself, but also for her cubs. So therefore she's out on the hunt all the time. The male lion, he goes out once in a while, catches something, fills his belly, and retires somewhere to take rest. But lioness, she has not only her own belly, but cubs are there. And they're very ravenous, very little lions, very hungry. Always crying, Mama, Mama, I want something to eat. So lioness is very active, running out, catching antelopes, catching deer, dragging it back. So why is she doing this? Because she is the protector, she is the well-wisher, the benefactor of her tiny little cubs. So we're completely dependent upon her. So to the cubs, she's very gentle. When she comes back, she's licking them and feeding them, and they're suckling her. So she's giving full protection. Any danger comes, any threat, like in the jungle there are creatures that will want to attack and eat the little lions, but Mother Lioness is there with full power to protect them. So similarly, the devotees of the Lord, they're compared to the cubs, the little children of the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan Sri Nrsimha. So just as lioness is protecting the cubs from all dangers, caring for them, so similarly, Lord Nrsimha this is his eagerness, this is his enthusiasm to protect the devotees of the Lord. And so it is the responsibility, it is the duty of the devotees to come under that protection. So we are always in this Krishna consciousness movement, taking risks. And this is how one becomes deserving of that protection. One must, as Prabhupada said, just to become devotee means to declare war against material energy, but it doesn't stop there. Actually, we are ordered to go out and preach. We come to this movement, many of us have come to this movement running full speed away from material association, having burnt our fingers in sinful activities, in impure material world. And so having, as they say, smelt the rose and felt the thorn. Having understood that this material existence is full of suffering, although there is some tantalizing scent of happiness there, it is actually a place of suffering. So we come to this Krishna consciousness movement seeking shelter. And then we are told, now you must go back out. Go back out there and preach Krishna consciousness. So that is the way one actually overcomes this asat sangha, this material association, by taking this risk for Krishna. But full protection is there of one who takes this risk. We can recall some years ago, 1990, 6 years ago. So myself and Bhakti by Baba Maharaj, we're in a very strange region of the world preaching. This region is called Transylvania. It is a mountainous area of the present-day country, Romania. So Transylvania, you may know, has a reputation. It is the home of one Count Dracula. And apart from that, this Dracula personality actually did exist, and he was a very fearsome individual. But apart from that, it is a place of gypsies and black magic and wolves, mountain wolves, and all kinds of dangers are there. So after the communist regime in that country collapsed, devotees could go there. So myself and Bhakti Suhotra Swami went there to begin preaching. At that time there were no devotees to welcome us. Completely uncharted territory. So we were driving at night because we got delayed. We didn't want to drive at night, but we were forced to drive at night to the capital city of Transylvania, called Sibiu. And we were just a few kilometers outside. And the road, we'd come out of the mountains, so the road was very straight and flat, seemingly very safe. So Maharaj was driving, I was sitting in passenger seat. And suddenly he remarked, "Oh, something very strange is happening here." I said, "What is that?" He said, "The wheels of this van do not seem to be touching the road anymore." And I was looking, what? He said, "Yeah, just see, it was turning the steering wheel, but the van was not turning. It was just moving as if on air, straight ahead." So, this was very, very bizarre to say the least. So, he was testing, turning this way, turning that way, and it was not affecting the direction of the van. And then all at once, then he thought, he became a little frustrated, a little alarmed. So he was just turning the wheel fully to one side. As far as it would turn, he turned to one side. And still, the van was going straight, a little bit drifting now to the other side. Just a little bit drifting. So what is this? The wheels are not driving the car. The wheels are not directing the car. Then suddenly, all at once, the wheels seemed to reconnect with the road surface. And of course, because the front wheels were turned extremely in this direction, so suddenly the van was spinning like this, around and around. And so we were chanting, "Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare." And the van flew off the road. Last thing I remember is the sound of smashing glass, and then everything became dark. And then, some moments later, I found myself, I appeared to be floating in darkness, in some void. I could understand that I exist as spirit soul. But whether in that body or not that I was just in, I could not tell. I thought, I was actually thinking, well, maybe I'm now in the next womb. I actually thought like that because I was just in complete darkness. There was no sense impression, nothing. And then I thought, what should I do? Well, if I'm in the next womb, if I'm dead, if I'm now preparing for rebirth, I should chant Hare Krishna. So then, with that desire, I was trying to chant, find some way to chant, and then my consciousness reconnected with my tongue and my mouth, and I understood, oh, that is still here. So then I began to chant, and while chanting, the consciousness spread to the rest of the body. And I could understand, oh, everything is here, both arms, both legs, head is there. And then some feeling came. So I felt there was some pain here in the ribs, some pain on my arm, but not very serious pain. So I must be. And then I tried to move, and I could move. It was not so bad. So then I sat up, and I found myself in the middle of a potato field. And I looked back, and there was the van upside down, completely smashed, completely wrecked. And everything inside was spilled all over the potato. And I realized, actually it was our good fortune. They always tell you, fasten your seatbelts. But if we had fastened our seatbelts that night, we would have been dead. Because the top of the van had crushed the two front seats. So we had, for some reason, Krishna had caused us to neglect fastening our seatbelts, and we were only thrown to the front windshield, to the potato field. So then I looked around. It was dark. It was full moon night. That was very significant, but the moon was covered by clouds, so it was quite dark. Full moon night in Transylvania. Then I looked around and I heard some sound. There was Bhakti Baba Swami. He was injured. He was going on the other side. He was injured. So he was making some sound, but simply sounds of pain. He could not even speak properly. And on this road, once in a while, some car, some truck was going by. So I thought, now I have to stop some truck and get involved in calling for help. So I thought, but I should have my passport, I should have some identification and money and these things, but everything is thrown all over the field. And if I just go up on the road and stop, who knows? These people may arrest me, or other people will come and plunder this van, and everything will be lost. Not good. But at the same time, I have to get help from Maharaj immediately. So then what to do? So I stood up and I began to walk. It was dark. I could not see where I was going. I was just walking and I was chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And then suddenly I'm not trying to be dramatic, this is just what happened. But from inside, from in the heart, I received the inspiration, now you stop. Stop right here. So I stopped. Now reach down. I could not see anything. I could not see what was down. But the inspiration was you reach down now and find what is on the ground in front of you. Hare Krishna. Dialogue. So I reached down and I touched. I could feel some glass and then a picture frame. So I picked it up and brought it close, and in the dim moonlight I could see Lord Nrsimha Bhagavan Nrsimha Ki Jai. Lord Nrsimha, we had him in the front of the van, resting against the windscreen. And amazingly enough, when the van went off the road and tipped upside down, everything was smashed and was thrown through the window. This picture of Lord Nrsimha was unharmed. The glass was intact. And there he was, with his fierce visage ripping apart Hiranyakashipu, lifting his intestines out. So suddenly I felt very secure. I felt that now there will be no worry. Although look at our position. Man is smashed, Bhakti Bhagavad Swami is seriously injured. Everything is scattered. I'm telling you a story. This happened in Pennsylvania. Everything is scattered across the potato field. So then I just began to pray to Lord Nrsimha. I put the picture to my heart and I said, Lord Nrsimha, please help me. I have to assist Bhakti Bhagavad Swami get into hospital. But for this, I need my papers, I need the Lakshmi, and I don't know where anything is. So then, from within the heart, I was told to walk. So I was walking again in the darkness. And again, stop. So now reach down. I reached down. I picked up my bead bag. I began to chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And then again, walk. So I was walking and then now stop. I reached down into the darkness. I picked up my wallet, all Lakshmi, passport, everything was there. So then I went to the road and some car, this Romanian car, Dacia, was coming. And they stopped, and inside were two ex-soldiers who happened to have full training in dealing with injuries. So I said, my friend, he's hurt. And they, in Romanian, Dumnezeu, which means, oh God, great God. And they came out, and they very careful, because he was, Maharaj was crouched like this. Actually, he had broken ribs, we found out later. So he was crouched, he was in pain. So without straightening out the body, they very expertly lifted up and put him in the back seat. Then, because Dacia was a small car, there was no room for me, so drove off. And I stopped one truck and followed to the hospital. So, in this way, I have my own personal experience. That Lord Nrsimha, it's not simply that he is there off, you see, beyond the shelves of the universe. And it is very difficult to call him, it's like some mundane philosophers called deists. Their philosophy is that God made the world, he put us in it, now he's gone away. Now he doesn't care anymore, so you have to fend for yourself. No, actually Lord Nrsimha is most enthusiastic. This is the special feature of that form, that he is there to protect his devotees. So, and we need, everyone should be convinced of this fact, that at every moment, traversing this razor's edge of spiritual life, we need Lord Nrsimha's protection. Just like now I have been somehow elected as chairman of the GBC. So in this position, I've become very aware of all the dangers. I was not so aware before some, but now it's always coming. Every time I go on the computer, there's another emergency letter. And again, I'm thinking, who am I? How can I deal with this? Actually, some days after that election, when they elected GBC officers, and then like a great weight, this was placed on me. Now you are chairman. Then I was seeing one night, there was a full moon here in Mayapur. But there was a ring around the moon. Very strange. A ring of light around the moon. This did not seem auspicious. I didn't know what it meant, but it seemed to be inauspicious. Then some inquiry was made, and it was reported back that some Vaidika astrologer was consulted what this means. And he said, it means some important leader will die this year. So I had just been elected chairman of the GBC. But I was thinking, now And this is what I see in the sky. Then some nights after that, there was a comet. Some comets for a few nights, I don't know if you noticed, passed overhead in Bengal. Then there was eclipse, lunar eclipse, which is also not very auspicious. And I understand next year in 77 there will be a huge comet that will come. So these are all very, very dire portents, very inauspicious. So we're here in the material world. It is a place of danger at every step. We have declared war on the material nature. Our path is the edge of a razor. Can you imagine that? I once saw at the Thai Busan festival in Malaysia, some man was walking up to the Batu cave on the blades of swords, the sharp blades of swords. They were putting in front of his feet. The skin was not broken, but the swords were going right up into the flesh. So that is our position. Actually, according to Upanishad, we are stepping, and by taking the Krishna consciousness, we are walking on the edge of a razor-sharp sword. So much danger is there. So, what else can we do? Except throw ourselves under the lotus feet of Lord Nrsimha. We must become dependent. You see, the dependent child, he is the child who actually attracts the loving mercy, the loving protection of the parents. One must become fully dependent, yet at the same time, just like Prahlad Maharaj, he was fully dependent. But that did not mean that he did not do anything. It's not dependence in that sense. That everything is up to the Lord. I won't do anything. I am too weak. I can't do it alone. And also, it does not mean to become fully dependent on the Lord. It does not mean to be reckless, to take unnecessary risks. Just see, in the example of Sri Prahlad Maharaj. Now he is certainly fully dependent. After all, he's only 5 years old. 5 years old. And his father is Hiranyakashipu. Prabhupada wrote in the purport. The very personification of materialism. A demon so powerful he could conquer the three worlds. And his little son was devotee. So, it is not that Prahlad Maharaj then just took shelter of the Lord and was so meek. He was afraid to do anything. Just protect me, protect me, protect me. Help. No, actually, he was preaching. He was preaching to his own demoniac schoolmates in school, telling them to raise your hand and chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. But he was not reckless. He did this during tiffin hours. That's very noteworthy. The teachers, they left to take their lunch, and then he took that opportunity. So to place oneself under this shelter of the Lord means yes, take risks to serve the Lord, yet at the same time use one's intelligence and not place oneself in unnecessary danger. So in this way, this Krishna consciousness movement under Srila Prabhupada's direction has gone on and is going on. But ultimately, everything we are doing, our efforts to preach, our arrangements to protect this movement, one must use his intelligence in so many ways. They all depend upon Lord Nrsimha. So let us, on this day, the day of his most wonderful, auspicious appearance, in which he tore apart the demon Hiranyakashipu and saved his devotee Sri Prahlad Maharaj. Let us all, with full heart, full enthusiasm, call out for the Lord's protection. Shri Nrsimha Ki Jai! So now, Dr. Maharaj has come.
the different incarnations of the Lord is very special. We as aspiring servants of the residents of Vrindavan, then sometimes the question arises about the importance of serving Lord Nrsimhadev, or thinking of Nrsimhadev, or taking shelter of Nrsimhadev. But Srila Rupa Goswami, he mentions in his Laghu Bhagavatamrita, which is like a outline of the Srimad Bhagavatam, in giving the delineations of the different personalities of Krishna's manifestations, then puts in the category, the topmost category, that of Krishna, Lord Ramachandra and Lord Nrsimha. And in Bombay, during a class, it was on Ramachandra's appearance day, in the morning class, then Srila Prabhupada mentioned that Lord Ramachandra, he has all the qualities of Krishna. It is mentioned that the jiva, he has 55, can have 50 of the qualities of the Lord. Special living entities like Brahma and Shiva can have 55. Then Vishnu, he has those 55 fully and a few more, up to 60. Then Mahanarayana, he has the 60 qualities in full. But Krishna, he has 4 more qualities that the others do not have. The Prabhupada mentioned Lord Ramachandra, he has all the 64 qualities, but he does not manifest those last 4. He does not, he could play the flute, he does not play the flute. So therefore Krishna becomes very special in his manifestation, that only he shows these qualities. So in the same category given by Rupa Goswami, the Nrsimhadev is there. Though we see he even manifests less of so many qualities than even Lord Ramachandra. But he is a very special out of all the avatars. So much so that Nanda Maharaj, when he kills the demons, then he does not do it personally. He takes on his mood of Vasudeva. And there in Vrindavan, he is killing the demons. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur then describes these demons as the different anarthas that come up in the heart of the devotees. So it's all these different demons, and he very nicely describes how they are all different disturbances in the devotional path that will be felt by the devotees. So then Krishna himself destroys these obstacles. So we see that he is doing this. So Nrsimhadev that is mentioned in by Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his small book on the Parikrama of Mayapur, where he himself is personally going on this Parikrama. He is the Bhavatarangini. Then that Lord Nrsimhadev, he removes the obstacles that are there, in which, so that one becomes qualified to be able to worship Radha and Krishna. So when Bhaktivinoda Thakur was traveling through Nrsimhapalli, then Nrsimhadev there manifested and blessed him and said that now all your obstacles, all the obstacles will be removed, and you worship Radha Krishna here in Navadvip, and that will give you the greatest perfection. So we should not underestimate the importance. We see Srila Prabhupada gave great importance to Nrsimha Day. That after each arti, then we perform kirtan for Nrsimha Day. And we pray to him for protection. Because when Krishna wants to protect us, he wants to destroy the demons, either in the form of obstacles in our service within the heart, or externally in the form of different living entities who take on demoniac moods and natures. Then Krishna comes as Nrsimha Day to destroy these demons. Jayadev Goswami refers to this situation as Keshava Drita Narahari Rupa. Keshava, or Krishna, is a very beautiful curling hair, who is playing on his flute, associating with the residents of Vrindavan. He takes this form just for the protection and purification of his devotees. And by gaining his blessings, then one gains the adhikar, the qualification, to seriously take up the service or the worship of Radha and Krishna. So we do not see that Srila Prabhupada gave such importance to any of the other avatars. For us, then Lord Chaitanya, Krishna in his mood of serving himself, as Srimati Radharani does, as himself in his mood of interacting with the devotees of Vrindavan, and that for protection, and so we may progress nicely to come to this platform of being qualified to serve Radha Krishna and Lord Chaitanya. Then we have the worship of Lord Vishnu. Nrsimha Deva Ki.
Bhakti Vedanta